life is it comes at you quick. So just a normal Wednesday, everything's going well. And you know that feeling when you think something is really wrong, okay? Because no one's going to tell you to hang up with your client and go to a conference room, and then you see all of your colleagues in the same situation. So maybe this is a blessing in disguise that I've started this TikTok, because this world is so temporary and things just happen so fast, and you are not valued anywhere you are, especially in corporate America. They have laid us off. We get laid off in a few months. They were nice enough to let us go for the rest of the day. Very kind, but I don't care. The way they spring things on you is not fair. And I know not to expect more from corporate America, but you're forgetting these are people's lives, their livelihood. They depend on everything. So, I mean, luckily my husband, I'm under his benefits for the most part, but this is not right. This shouldn't be like this. And whatever severance they think will make it, just remember about 40% of that, if not more, is taken out in taxes, or you'll have to owe it back. So I honestly didn't think today would start out like this, but here we are. And why? I don't want to say why and be selfish, because there's so much worse going on in other people's lives, but I've been trying to be so good at work and take care of everything and be the best I can be, and I've realized it doesn't even make it work. Like, it doesn't help me. My case is not like different from anyone else's. Don't lay anyone off from the top to the bottom. Even how hard you worked and what work you have to show for it, it will not matter to anybody. So everyone just take care of yourself, okay? Because this life is so temporary, and you are even...
She's making some very valid point. I remember when I first got laid off at my job working as a social worker. When I started that job, I was very happy to work in that job because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people who were in position of need. I wanted to help people find jobs. I wanted to help people find places to stay. I wanted to help people find just the basic necessity that every human being needs in the United States. Then there was a rumor that was circulating throughout the office about people potentially getting laid off. And I wasn't really paying attention to it until they called me in the office by my supervisor, and they broke down the news to me that they're about to let me off, and they're going to lay off a bunch of other people also that was working in the same department as me. And keep in mind, this was like my first basically office and corporate job, and I really liked that job. And I was very, very shocked, surprised, and I didn't know what I should be doing next. I didn't know what's the next step for me. And I spent a lot of time just trying to look for a job, and I was frustrated. I didn't know what to do because I put so much effort into doing this job as a social worker, and the company gave us a lot of talking point on how much, they provide for their employee, how much they take care of us and things like that. So the point I'm just trying to say is you got to be able to take care of yourself. You got to be able to also look out for yourself, especially if you work in corporate America, because a lot of company will basically only look out for their profit and for their bottom line. And most likely they're going to lay off most of their employee if it fit their bottom line, if it will help them to make more profit. And this is the case for so many people throughout the United States. A lot of people are experiencing layoff in the level that we probably haven't seen for years and decades. A lot of people are now having to deal with the reality of not being able to find a job for years. Some of them are just sitting on unemployment. Some of them don't even know what to do. Like this young lady right here, who's basically expressing her feeling about working in corporate America, and now she's getting laid off. This is the reality for so many people who work in corporate America. So many people don't even know what they're going to do. So many people don't even know what's their next step because they dedicated so many of their time into this company. Because some of these companies will sell you talking point of how much they take care of their employee, how much they provide for them, how much they'll be able to, give you job security and things like that.
More
And so many
temporary at your
employee
job.
actually has been bought those talking points. And now they find themselves basically being laid off, being kicked out, or just being fired from their job. And now they don't know what to do. And now they're frustrated and they're looking for a way to, complement everything that they were doing in the past. Either trying to look for a job, either try to start a business, either try to start becoming a content creator like this young lady. The good thing about her is that her husband is basically covering her with his health care in whatever company that he's working in, which is not the norm for so many people here in the United States. Because a lot of people are living by themselves. A lot of people are living single. A lot of people don't have a significant other who can be able to help them, basically support them financially in a time of need like this. Because now in the United States, it's kind of hard to be able to provide for a family with only one income. You have to have at least two people who are working to be able to provide for a whole family. Now, this also results to so many things that we see in society, like the high rate of divorce. We're seeing a lot of family basically breaking up because of financial issue and stuff like that, because it's almost impossible right now. It's very difficult right now here in the United States to be able to make money as a single person and live comfortably. You gotta either have a roommate, you gotta either have a significant other who's basically contributing in some sort of way. Because back then, in the 80s and even like early 90s, it was much easier for people to basically just live off one income, live off one salary, where the mother stayed home and the father went to work. He brought back the salary, which provided for the family, where they had two cars in the garage and the kids was going to college. But nowadays, it is very, very difficult, because nowadays, if you make about six figure, it's the equivalent of making about $50,000 today. And so many people are just struggling. And now with the implication of AI, artificial intelligence coming in the picture, a lot of people just don't know how to be able to deal with this, because artificial intelligence is changing so many things and changing every aspect of our life. This is the reality for this young lady right here, who's basically complaining on TikTok about what she's experiencing and what she's going through in the workforce, especially in corporate America. In her case, I think she's in probably better position than most, because she has a significant other, her husband, who probably can be able to carry some of the load. In the meantime, she's trying to probably build her TikTok. She's probably trying to build a different avenue of income that she can probably utilize in the future. In the meantime, her husband is carrying most of the load. So many people don't have that. So many people just have to rely on themselves. And if they get laid off, they have to try to hustle as much as possible to be able to make ends meet. So this is the reality for so many people. Let me know what you think. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you like, you share, you subscribe. Till next time.